Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to my podcast, Mind Your Health, specifically for autoimmune as well as chronic inflammatory conditions. I serve many of you who have conditions that have no answers, and those of you who are truly frustrated from not having those answers and really needing a better way to manage your life and really to provide you hope so that you can be self-empowered to heal, because I believe you can. And I just want to share that today I want to talk to you guys about 5 critical mistakes that keep you from healing. Because as many of you guys know, if you followed me, I'm going through a lupus flare at the moment. It's on the tail end of it, but in the midst of it, it was really, really serious. While it's been a hard pill to swallow, it's also given me a lot of things to think about. I thought I was doing all the things and being all things to keep me healthy and well, but this slow progression of my disease last year, despite all my efforts and impeccable lifestyle, has me rethinking just how serious autoimmunity can creep up on you, even for me. Because I've applied my knowledge in functional medicine, yoga, meditation, diet, supplements, and have been in remission for over 7 years. I was on no medications prior to this recent flare-up, and to go from super healthy, super energetic to super sick was really a wake-up call for me to reevaluate my whole life, because it really debilitated me. And autoimmunity doesn't just strike when it strikes. It can be severely debilitating, and any phase in your autoimmunity, even before, as you know, even though I've lived with it for 20 years and I'm not a stranger to these flare-ups, I recovered a lot faster back then. This today, like the flares are so difficult to manage, as well as it's been really mysterious and it's been unpredictable because my body wasn't really responding to a lot of the therapeutic treatments conventionally. And it was scary. And it can be debilitating. You have to remember that it can be debilitating condition that's not obvious to the naked eye, which can make the autoimmunity sufferer look crazy and sometimes lazy. I was self-conscious about me being lazy because on the outside, I appeared as if I was fine. But on the inside, I was just so sick from my kidney failure that it was just really awful feeling and the symptoms that I had to go through. There's severity of symptoms that range anywhere from light rashes, fatigue, aches and pains that come and go to severe scarring of your organs. And, you know, when you have a flare up like this affecting your organs, then it can really scar the organs to a point where the organs can affect, or it can affect the functions of that organ. And then the fatigue that is so severe that keeps you from normal life, to aches and pains that become so debilitating that you have to be bedridden for days. These are real things. And I had to go through all of this. This affects all areas of your life. I had to rethink my relationships with my kids and my spouse, my career, and of course, your mental and emotional ability to cope, depending on where you are. Do you have support? Do you have, enough fuel to go? And do you have, are you at a breaking point? I don't know what the threshold that you're dealing with, right? But all these things are real for us. And I just want to recognize each and every one of you to say, hey, we're in this together and it's not easy. And so I just want to make sure that you guys understand the resilience and the strength that you need and the support. And it's okay to ask for help when you need it. Most autoimmune patients look to conventional medicine to address all the symptoms and manage their condition, which is fine, I'm doing that as well, because I need the guidance of my medical doctor team to make sure that I keep alive and all the acute symptoms are addressed. Some have knowledge about functional medicine, and some of you have tried holistic interventions and/or alternative therapies to help yourselves. And no matter which healing path you take, it's short-lived though. You may feel better temporarily, but automatically or autoimmunity will creep back because the root cause was never properly addressed, or it wasn't addressed at all. We can change a little bit of a diet, do a little bit better with the supplements, and do a little bit more of the exercises to get you leveled up. But believe you me, when you're going through a flare or coming out of one, you want to kind of rebuild your health. It takes time and strategy and clearly knowing what to do. And this means serious commitment to your health and wellness, and not to mention the investment, right? But I want you to understand that we all live in a chaotic and ever-changing world. Post-pandemic, here we are. We're all traumatized to some degree by mandates and fear around the virus, which created an atmosphere full of doubt, anxiety, and uncertainty. And such circumstances tend to reveal the faults within our much revered and respected systems, like our education system, political system, and the healthcare system. We've adopted the new ways and have become much more aware of the deeper problem, which has us asking questions about the efficacy and the efficiency of such systems. And I believe health and wellness is more important than ever before. With a failing healthcare, sick care system, I've personally learned that it's not something that I want to depend on for ongoing health and wellness. In fact, I want to get to a point where I don't need it at all. As I always emphasized, health and wellness is a personal responsibility. But when we do get sick, we need sick care to address the acute emergency situations to patch things up. But for chronic illnesses, we need to be very clear about the role of our sick care system. So navigating our system is something that we all must learn so that we can get the most out of sick care and know clearly what the limits are to take the reins and take responsibility for our own healing, because that's the second path. It's a different path than receiving care in the sick care system. I really want to emphasize that. So today I want to share 5 critical mistakes that you're making that are keeping you from healing and perhaps doing something about it. Number 1 is most of you think taking medications is an end-all, be-all solution to your autoimmunity. Medications are necessary at times, but it's the necessary evil. And the benefits do sometimes outweigh the side effects, as the doctors will tell you. But with any medication, it should be used as a short-term solution while getting to the root cause of the problem to eliminate or decrease the doses as soon as possible. It should be your ultimate goal, not to think that taking that medication just because your doctor recommends it and just because you're doing good on it doesn't mean that you're going to need it and your body needs it for life, because it's going to cause secondary other issues, especially if you're going through or you're in remission. Okay, remember that, and have an open discussion from time to time with your doctor about it. Second, is some of you guys think changing diet changing diet to feel better is really truly coming from outside recommendations, meaning that you're exposed to so many diet recommendations that it's hard to keep up from experts who think they know how to eliminate inflammation really with autoimmunity. But each one of us are unique, and the best thing you can do is to experiment to make sure that you follow a diet that is suitable specifically for you. There is no one-size-fits-all diet for an autoimmune patient. We have a general guideline, but not one-size-fits-all. This means respecting your body and understanding its signals to you to dictate what it needs and wants versus what it doesn't. And there are symptoms and cues to the foods that you must pay attention to that you're eating. And if you don't ever listen to the sensations that your body sends you, then you will miss what your body truly needs and doesn't need. So you need to tune in and listen to what your body is telling you with your dietary changes. That's how you come up with the best diet for you. And that diet will change. We need biodiversity to really feed the microbiome. So you really need to understand we need to eat variety of foods, not certain foods. So if you're into elimination diet and thinking that's your life for life to eat bland, I've got news for you. It's not the ultimate goal. We want to be able to embrace the foods and heal our gut enough to handle any kind of foods that come our way. Okay. Number 3 is thinking that supplements are the solution. Supplements can be extremely helpful, but it also depends on the true needs of your body. What one expert, doctor, or researcher identifies as a substrate on that our body may need is not necessarily what your body might need, right? Also, supplements don't mean that you take it for life. Getting clear of why, what, and how much your body needs at a certain amount and the certain amount of supplement is essential to keep up with your longevity and health plan in the long run. This means switching it out from time to time and eliminating certain supplements, getting it through foods, and then taking the supplements, knowing clearly why you're addressing and how you're addressing that deficiency is key. So being more informed about this is key. So don't think just because you were recommended to take certain supplements at one time doesn't mean you take it for life. And most patients think that that's their life source, but it's not. So you need to rethink your relationship with your supplements. Number 4, I want to talk to you about theory versus application. Many of you guys are reading and watching all the things being shared both in books, online, and social media, but how much of it are you truly applying in your life? We all generally know what healthy habits are. We read about them and understand them, but many of you fail to follow through long enough to truly know what it's like to be on a health kick for an extended amount of time. We all have thoughts and feelings that we have to navigate that influence, or we have to navigate that influence our individual food choices on the daily basis. So no matter what you try to stick, or what dietary pattern you try, it's more important to stick with them long enough to truly get to know what your body feels like, to apply habits to keep from eliminating the confidence that works and what doesn't work, right? So I know that was like play on words. I'm not sure if that made too much sense. I apologize. For example, we know that lemon water first thing in the morning is detoxifying to the body, and I'll often recommend it to my patient base. And a lot of patients, like, they don't like the taste of it, or they don't get in the habit of it. They tell themselves they'll try it for a couple of days. And so they do and decide that, oh, it's not really doing anything, without fully understanding its long-term benefits. And they stop. And then they think, oh, dismiss that as it wasn't helpful. But they didn't stick with it long enough to understand the importance and the difference that it can make in their health. It can be a habit to get that lemon water first thing in the morning to really allow the detox organs to kind of wake up. And that takes time. And it needs to happen not just one day or 2 days, but it needs to happen on an ongoing basis. And you need to understand that all habits should be extended for extended amounts of time. It's a habit that we're building towards health. And so it's going to be something that you have to continue to do and really commit to doing. Okay. Number 5, we tend to focus on external versus internal influence when making choices. We all unknowingly have all have been conditioned to listen to others while doubting ourselves. And when sick with autoimmunity, we tend to lean into other people's dogmas and beliefs to guide our healing path. Such dogmas may involve chiro, functional medicine, autoimmune, paleo, taking meds or supplements, etc., or even being overly sensitive to food sensitivity or emphasis on food sensitivity. And taking this, rather than thinking about what's wrong with you, rather than focusing on all the wrong things or the problem, you can choose to take this as an opportunity to cultivate self-awareness towards your healing. So without self-awareness and understanding that you're the most important person in the equation of autoimmunity, and learning to lean into what your body needs is key to really having this internal influence that drives your health. This means truly to connect with your breath, getting curious about long-held beliefs that's not serving you, that you believe into, and committing to your own self-evolution and growth through the healing process, which sets you up for success. And it's also an opportunity that is life transformative versus depending on others to treat or heal you. Because healing is a self-empowered process from within, not a follow-through formula that others have set for you. Because that's how we got into this mess. And we don't want to rely on other experts or create a sense of dependency for those things, because it truly may not be coming from the inside. And in order for your healing to take place, you must take charge. So unlearning and uncoupling is what we teach in our transformational program for healing autoimmunity through our alkaline methodology, so that you can reprogram or learn truly who you are and align with your true desires of your heart, not only to feel better, but transform the way you live. This will have a ripple effect in all aspects of your life. And I really want to urge you to sign up below for this training that I recorded that's going to shift your perspective about the way you look at autoimmunity. And that's going to help you to up level, to try different things with confidence so that you can shift towards healing. I hope that this podcast was helpful. You can follow me at Dr. Connie Chung on Instagram, as well as TikTok, as well as Facebook. And you can also subscribe to Mind Your Health podcast that you're listening to right now and leave me comments so that we can have a connection and so I can support you through this process. I would love to know what you benefited or walked away from this episode. So comment below as well and send me any recommendations or questions that you have that allows me to create more content for you that can be truly useful for you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all next week. Click the link below to go ahead and enjoy that free training that I recorded for you. Bye for now, and I'll see you guys all next week.